The crisis in Europe is getting worse. The number of migrants arriving is the highest it's been for more than 6 years. Over 150,000 so far this year.
The monthly figure of people claiming to be refugees in Australia has almost doubled since last year.
With overseas migration returning to pre-COVID levels.
I want to go to this European migrant crisis. We know we've got 8 million people displaced.
19,000 asylum seekers in Australia will have a pathway to permanent residency from today.
The state government is now increasing services to help new arrivals settle in.
Something as simple as getting a licence could be a real challenge for somebody who's never worked with government agencies, who doesn't speak English, who's intimidated by the form.
I say if they're good citizens, they've already shown themselves or proven themselves, they are working, they're paying their taxes, and then these are the people that we should be welcoming into this country.
Employment is a key factor of good health and well-being for the role it plays in developing social networks and economic stability. This importance is twofold for migrant and refugee populations, as these communities often lack social and financial support upon arrival in Australia. Additionally, migrants and refugees face unique barriers to employment, including English communication skills, knowledge of workplace practices, recognition of overseas qualifications, and transportation. Introducing the Right of No, Australian Red Cross Caseworker Reflections on Migrant and Refugee Employment Decisions. To address the gap in employment services, the Australian Red Cross have introduced their migrant and refugee employment support programs across multiple states to provide specialized support for migrants and refugees seeking employment in Australia. These programs aim to assist migrants, refugees, and asylum seekers in their transition into the Australian workforce by supporting them in developing necessary job readiness skills and support during the job recruitment process. Within these programs, the Australian Red Cross began to notice a trend where caseworkers began to observe a significant portion of their clients' declining job opportunities. As our industry partner, the Australian Red Cross then tasked us with investigating this trend in our research. The aim of our research has been to investigate what caseworkers believe to be the reasons behind their clients' declining jobs, and what they do in their casework to adapt in these instances. To do so, we conducted interviews with 9 caseworkers working in the migrant and refugee employment support programs across different states in Australia to gain their insights and perspectives on when and why their clients decline job opportunities. From these interviews, 3 key findings have emerged. The first and most novel finding is one we call our right to say no. This theme is best introduced by the caseworkers themselves, who told us,
often there's the assumption that our clients will just take any job, and that's something we really need to work quite heavily with our industry on, because our clients are highly skilled, highly motivated, and have so much to offer. That's really addressing the assumption that they'll just take any job and be happy with any job, because it's really not what our program is, not at all.
The right to say no reflects the caseworker mentality of supporting their clients to find jobs that are meaningful and well suited to their experiences and preferences. Instead of pressuring clients into unsuitable jobs, caseworkers focus on developing clients' job readiness skills to prepare them for the Australian workforce and support their autonomy and independence. This is achieved by caseworkers respecting and supporting client decisions to say no to opportunities and continuing to support them to find the opportunity that they can say yes to. The second major finding of our research was the significance caseworkers placed on building rapport and trust with their clients. Caseworkers discussed how the connections they developed with their clients gave them greater insights into their clients' circumstances and experiences. These are what influences their employment aspirations and the type of work they are looking for. This relationship gives clients a greater sense of safety and security, helping them express how they feel about employment opportunities and supporting them through decision-making and the recruitment process.
Sometimes it's actually not for us to understand, but it is to provide that one-on-one case management and with that client to say, okay, how well can we support you?
Our third and final finding is a confirmation of many of the barriers that limit migrants and refugees' abilities to access employment opportunities. Caseworkers referenced language gaps, racial discrimination, accessing transport, obtaining a driver's license, childcare restrictions, and qualification recognition as major factors limiting their clients' access to employment. So then, what does this all mean? Although we did identify significant barriers to employment for migrants and refugees, we found that supporting migrants and refugees in finding employment in Australia goes beyond just overcoming these barriers. Our research uncovered the multifaceted nature of clients in migrant and refugee employment support programs. When migrants and refugees decline job opportunities, it's never just a simple yes or no decision. This goes to show the critical role that caseworkers play in upholding client autonomy and dignity, even when clients do decline job opportunities. As a result, building trust and strong relationships with clients is essential for successfully helping them secure meaningful employment and support. We hope that our study, along with the analysis of existing literature, offers a well-rounded perspective on the challenges faced by migrants and refugees in seeking employment in Australia. We also aim to illustrate how complex the factors that limit the quality and suitability of migrant and refugee opportunities, while also highlighting the importance of the work that the caseworkers do when engaging with clients. With that being said, we hope the findings of our research can inform best practice for other migrant and refugee employment support programs across Australia, as well as contribute to broader advocacy efforts in making the Australian workforce an inclusive and welcoming space for migrants and refugees.